Good afternoon, everyone. Let me start with a question. How many of you agree that our annual appraisal doesn't reveal our hidden potentials? Raise your hand if you agree. Yes. Yeah, the new one. How many of you agree or think or ask themselves, why I'm not in a career or succession plan for a specific job or a learning or leading job? How many of you did ask themselves, why I'm not under succession plan for specific job, leading job? Please raise your hand. Okay, there's lots of hands. I will take a picture and send it to your managers. The good thing is that what I will speak about today will be useful for almost all of us. In order to achieve part of our 2022 strategic goals, we will need to conduct, implement, and develop psychometric professional assessment and development tools that can help us in identifying, assessing our talents, our abilities, and our training and development gaps, and of course, our interests, in order to develop a logic, individual development plan for a succession or replacing career path. How can we implement this inside the hospital? How can we make it useful? There are many companies, professional companies outside, waiting for opportunities to assist us in establishing assessment and development center, which will be located here in our hospital, Riyadh, and it will cover our staff in Riyadh, of course, and Jeddah, and our upcoming branch in Medina. This community or this center needs a passionate, trained representative from different departments who believe in the value of the center. The tools that we will use in the center, or we will take from the center, will help us in creating and enhancing our job descriptions. It will help us in creating succession planning aligned with our strategic force. It will help, and it has actually, a job matching techniques that will allow us to bear our external and internal applicants in their matching job or suitable job. And most importantly, it will identify our talents and help us in managing their performance. When it comes to identify our talents, we have three target groups. The first group are under local and international recruitment. The second group are internal applicants who applied for internal promotions vacancy. And the third are us, the majority, existing employees. When I say existing employees, I mean everyone, starting from staff up to the CEO. So we have directors, we have heads and middle managers, we have supervisors, and of course we have staff. Each category has specific assessment tools that could help us in identifying their talents and gaps. Based on my studies, and this is one of the case studies, I looked to the middle managers, the heads, who occupied the positions or who are under a succession plan for a head position. And I find that most organizations use 3 different assessment tools. The first, or these tools, will measure the 20 different abilities, will measure 8 different critical behavioral, and it will measure the leadership DNA, the occupational interests, and much more. All of that in 60 minutes, and that's it. After that, there will be an interview, not for the job description, an interview just to make sure that our applicants comprehend with the assessment. As a result, there will be a performance classifications for 4 groups. The first group, talents, fast track to the position. The second group, competitive, or what we call it mid-high performers. In this case, they are in the second box for development, and after that, they will become in the talent box, and they need at least 14 months to develop themselves. The third is underperformers. This group needs individual development plans. And finally, weak performers or dead performers. Actually, we don't believe on dead performers, so what we will do is we will reassign them to other positions, suitable positions for them, and then we will reassess them again. In conclusion, based on studies, the results will be, if we adopt this assessment, this center inside the hospital after 3 years, the result will be an increase of the return of investment, an increase of efficiency of recruiting talents, an increase in productivity index, and most importantly, an increase of transparency on, of course, employee engagement. This is one of the ways that we can use to accomplish part of our 2022 strategic plan. Thank you.